Job, everybody, and thus ends the 5th annual edition of a star-studded reading of It's a Wonderful Life. We do have some time for some questions for our cast. Matt Asner and Nava, you going to join me for this?
Indeed, I just want to say before we start that, I just want to say to everyone involved, thank you so much. This has just been a wonderful experience. I hope it was wonderful for
What
you.
happened was that I accidentally.
And I just feel, you know, this has been a tremendous experience, and I thank you. Thank you for giving me
Matt,
time and your talent.
I just want to tell you, I know there are questions up above my head right now, but they're in such small print for me,
I will read
anyway,
them.
on my screen. So if you do the honor of reading them, I'd appreciate it.
This is for Ben. George, stories about unseen impact. Has there been in your life a time when you realized you mattered more than you thought you mattered?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I guess trying to think of I mean, I feel like in my family, everybody does fine when I'm not around. So maybe I'm different than George.
Ben,
It's probably not the case, though. It's
probably not the case. I don't think I feel like we don't really, have these moments where we think about ourselves that way, or, because we're kind of living our own lives. And I think that's what's so great about this story and this movie, and why it's so hits everybody so on such an emotional level. It's because, we don't realize that. So I honestly don't have an answer for that other than, this movie and this story always makes me emotional because it's that understanding that we don't walk around with every day. But then when you look outside of our lives, how much we affect each other. So,
Ben, if I could just with a follow-up, by virtue of mentioning that documentary that I loved, Nothing is Lost, about your parents,
thank you,
Spiller and Mara.
Thanks.
And in that context, you discovered, or maybe just rediscovered, how much of their lives and what their lives meant, and the ripple effects of their lives and your own, I would think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I would say, thinking about that question in that context, I think we, the gifts that our parents give us, and that we're able to, the good and the bad that we pass down to our kids, but in the good stuff, that's sometimes the stuff we don't realize, I think, as parents, because you realize it as a child when your parents are gone, sometimes the things you appreciate about them. And so I feel like, hopefully if, you're trying to pass down some of those experiences to your own kids, that's, they get something from that too.
Yeah,
I just want to jump in here and say something to you, Ben, because when my father died, you wrote me a very sweet note, and I just want to say that it meant the world to me.
Yeah, well, your father meant a lot to me because I never knew him really. I might have met him in passing once. I don't think I did, but the impact that he had for me as a fan, as an actor and a spirit, and his true self came through in his work so much. So I really, really appreciated him, and especially, I guess, growing up watching him, and had such an effect on me in terms of wanting to be part of this whole business too.
If I could turn to Golden Globe nominee Martin Short, this is sort of off the topic of It's a Wonderful Life. Steve Martin also nominated in the same category as you, Marty. What are you doing to deep six his campaign? Yeah, and you're muted.
You're muted.
We definitely want to hear this. Can we get tech support to Martin?
Sorry, Martin, we can't hear you.
Steve, here's what you do. You can vote for Steve, you can vote for Marty, but just remember, Steve plays the banjo. And the last time I was nominated against Steve and I won and he didn't, I woke up with a dead banjo in my head.
Oh, Godfather reference.
It's a precarious situation.
Good answer. Thank you, Martin.
Matt, can you read one of the questions? I think one for Christine.
This is for Christine. How does performing this story in a live, stripped-down format change the emotional experience for you? And actually, did it change the emotional experience for you?
I loved when you came in at the end. That was wonderful.
Oh, that was so much.
Yeah. So awesome.
Love that.
I have to say, Ben and I just watched the movie a few nights ago. We watch it every year anyway, but we watched it and both always get choked up. But this group, our little group here on the Zoom, met about a half hour before, and we all started chatting and getting to know each other a little. And literally, as we were reading it, I was so blown away. Like, I really got emotional because we're all just here recreating something we all love for such a great cause. And so it was, I feel like if I could even say that about the material just being on its own so special, but it was elevated for me just because of like this magical group and how much everybody put into it. I gotta give, I mean, and the Love on the Spectrum cast, you guys were incredible.
Yes.
I mean,
You guys did great. You guys nailed it. Great work.
amazing. So it was, I'm getting goosebumps just looking at all of you. It was really such a gift. Thank you for sharing this with all of us.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
was nice meeting both of
Really
you
nice
as well.
meeting you.
Oh,
For-
Full
You guys were
handshake.
amazing. Everyone was spectacular. Really amazing.
This is for
Honor.
So much.
Oh, go ahead, Matt.
This is from Martin. Martin, do you think Potter sees himself as the villain?
No, I think truly evil people don't see themselves as evil. That's why they're so evil. He sees everything he's saying as making great sense. You know, we've seen that example in government, and we see it today, and we see it in this story.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yes.
Michael.
I see. Yeah, good. I was going to say I can see most of that print, but not enough to actually read the questions. So you take it, Matt.
I've got your back, Tom.
Thanks so much.
Michael, your performances often bring an intensity that feels very human. How do you channel that in an audio-driven performance?
Well, the carrot helps. Well, first of all, that was just amazing to get to read with Tanya. I really got a kick out of that because
I felt the same way, Michael. So much fun
Yeah.
to read those scenes with you.
you know, I came up in the Chicago theater, and you're like a hero of mine. So I just appreciate getting to do that. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I that's again, like Ben said about his question, that's a very good question, but I don't know that I have a very lucid answer to it. I mean, I've done a lot of readings over the years. It's how I started out, actually, getting the opportunity to do readings, and I guess I'm just kind of used to it. And I also listen to a lot of music and whatnot. So I really enjoy the way things sound, and I really enjoy the opportunity to just focus on the voices and creating the story just through the voices. I think it's a really fun opportunity.
I have to say, Michael, I'm jealous of your carrot. It would have helped my eyesight here, I think, a little bit. I can read this one, though. For Chelsea and Spencer, what do you hope people remember after watching tonight?
Good
Spencer, you want to
question.
That's a
start?
good question.
You go first, Spence.
Well, I think it will be so magical if people watch it and see all the wonderful Love on the Spectrum actors and all the wonderful celebrities out there. And Ben, it was so wonderful working with you.
I felt the same way. I loved it. I loved it. Everybody was so connected, and it's such a special piece. It's kind of like, feels like something that should be read every year, what you guys are doing. It's almost like the Bible or something. It feels like hearing the story helps us work through life.
Hey, can I ask? I got to ask Robert. Triumph as Martini. There was such nuance and subtlety in that performance.
That's
What did
Triumph's
you call
signature.
upon? Is it?
Subtlety is Triumph's signature, as you know, Tom.
Yes, of course, of course. And to be able to articulate with a massive cigar, it was like a George Burns moment. It was lovely.
Triumph studied Oh God, and he did a lot of preparation by Martine.
Okay, this is from Lexi H. And this is really for everyone. What's your favorite scene in It's a Wonderful Life? And then we have a follow-up question about Martin's wig. Did you well, so amazing, and I love Martin's wig. But what's your favorite scene in It's a Wonderful Life?
What's my favorite scene? My favorite scene is, I think it's the ending. It really is when George realizes the impact that his life had and is willing to face the consequences of going back to it again. And I think that moment is just so rich. And of course, once he gets back into the house and finds the love of the community surrounding him, I mean, it's hard not to get goosebumps. And I've done this now with you guys for 5 years, and I still get goosebumps during that scene.
I get goosebumps too, and each cast brings something new to it, and it's just it's really been an incredible thing.
Can I just say, I have my favorite scene has always been the phone call.
Oh yeah,
Sam
That's it.
Wainwright.
Agreed.
And that
I agree.
moment of on-screen chemistry between the two of them is just so incredible. It's like one of my favorite scenes in cinema.
And I would say my favorite scene is Jimmy Stewart's face when he sees his brother walk through the door at the end.
yeah, oh yeah.
And then he realizes he's flown up. But, however, let me also add that up until tonight, I thought Jimmy Stewart was George Bailey, but now I realize Ben Stiller
I
is
know.
George Bailey, and Jimmy Stewart is kind of, sorry, Jimmy, a weak, like a
cheap imitation.
Yeah, it seems fake. It seems fake.
Kind of like
My favorite scene in the movie, and I was picturing it tonight, is that visualization of George running through the snow, wishing, saying Merry Christmas to every building, to every single thing. I mean, that's the Kodachrome moment in this whole story for me, is how that hard turn that he makes into gratitude.
Now, Subodh, I saw your hand up, and Connor, we'll get to you too, but Subodh, did you have a question?
Yes, I do have a question about life.
Yes.
Life cycle when people have their own things in their own lives.
But what was your favorite scene of the movie is the question.
My favorite scene of the movie is that one of those men who used to be living for a long time has passed away, but now they're starting to become new dads, new moms, and their new children to live on your own. And then once they are married and getting married, they live away from their parents.
Okay.
Connor, you had a question too?
No. My favorite scene was when Harry made his toast and everyone sang Auld Lang Syne, but I also like that scene where George was running through town shouting Merry Christmas, because it was also featured in another favorite Christmas movie of mine.
Okay, what was the other movie?
Gremlins.
I
actually
film.
know the voice of Gizmo himself, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Okay,
Joe,
now can I say my favorite scene from It's a Wonderful Life?
Sure.
My favorite scene from It's a Wonderful Life, I would say, is that the revelation that that George feels like he's doesn't realize he's in this world until he just finally realizes that he comes into a biggest revelation that if he wasn't born, then he had to grant his wish back, even though it's emotional, but I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad for George when what his life would be like if he didn't exist.
Yeah. Joe, I want to hear from you. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
For me, was, you know, I always, you know, get choked up near the end. But for me, what makes this personal and what's important to me is, as you know, Matt and Nava know, my first child, my 38-year-old daughter, who's just, you know, in the room, she has autism, and so it's that thing of when people say, "What's it like to have a child with autism?" And my answer always is, "I don't know what it's like not to have a child with autism." And so what's my favorite thing is the fact that we did this thing tonight. That here is this group of people, many of you actors, some of you actors that I know and have admired, some are people met, some people who are like new friends, old friends. But we collectively, we've done this thing, and we've done it to benefit children and adults who are not in a position or less fortunate than I've been able to be able to provide for my own child. And so to me, this is a combination of taking an incredible movie and then getting together a group of people like we did tonight and doing something that benefits people in real life. Because you know, those of us who make a living in the fantasy world, we have to then step back and also live in that real world. And this is that combination of those two things. So to be able to just be part of this, that's what's been great. That's what's been so wonderful. So I mean, the movie's the movie, but for me, this is what's beautiful. And
Robert,
proud to be a part.
whose picture are you holding up, Robert?
I am holding up, that's my son.
Oh, wow.
That is my son, Daniel, who is
Oh,
autistic.
handsome.
He is 27 years old. And he is, yeah, I'm like Joe. I don't know anything but that. And
Beautiful.
it's beautiful to do this movie because
Hurry.
it celebrates, you know,
Run.
how we affect each other in everyday life. And, you know, that's something that, you know, the first time I saw it was probably in the me decade, the 70s, or the greed decade, somewhere around there. And it had such an impact on me when George opened that book. And, you know, and now I have this amazing boy, and the people who've been the greatest inspiration in my life are the people who take care of Daniel. They are the therapists and the teachers and their patients. And, you know, Matt, you know, you must meet people, and Nava, you must know so many people like that.
Yes.
In everyday life, and they are the greatest inspiration anybody could have.
This is our youngest. Matt and I have 6 kids, 4 autistic. And this is our Eddie. What's your
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey,
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
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 Hi, Eddie.
Oh.
Eddie, I say my favorite part of I was brought up I have a special needs brother who's 70, turning 75 next year. And Joe, when you said what your favorite moment of this evening was, that's got to be mine too. Just us all being together and, you know, raising money for this wonderful organization that does so much for so many that need it. I know my brother's had so many hard things through his life. He was bullied and called the R word every day when he would go to school and would come home crying. And my parents were champions for him. And when they passed away, my husband and I really got the greatest gift I've ever known. And it's the gift of Denny, because he's pure and so full of love. Like, it just blows me away. And he's taught me the greatest things in my life. And I think in my husband's too. So thank you for what you're doing here, because, you know, it's so important. It's so important. Inclusion everywhere. We need each other.
Yes.
We love you, Maureen.
I want to just turn to our some of our cast members from Love on the Spectrum, because I'm a new fan of all of you. And there's a question up here were any of the first timers nervous, and how did they work through that? I'm going to Madison and Abby, were you nervous at all? You didn't seem it.
No, this is
I was
theater.
not nervous.
This is old. This is old hat for me. Being because I was a theater kid in high school. This is old hat for me.
There you go.
How about
I've
you,
never
Tanner?
done something like this before.
How'd
Well-
it feel, Abby?
You nervous?
No, not really. But I am so hungry that feels like we're gonna be on this call forever.
I
really enjoyed it.
There's an intermission.
We have about 5 more minutes, Abby, and then just
past my bedtime and East Coast time.
I love you, Abby.
A fun fact about me is I played Annie when I was in high school, the lead role.
Annie! Oh my goodness.
Tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Tomorrow's a day away.
Martinez, Tim.
Wonderful.
Nice, Madison.
Tanner,
Tomorrow.
Are you nervous?
No, sir. I was not nervous.
And I have to tell you that I'm
I was
not nervous.
excited.
That's great.
And it's late. It's late for you East Coasters.
Yes, it is. We're
I'm young. I'm 27, Matt. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're down to 22 degrees here in New Hampshire now. Yep.
Oh my gosh, Tom.
Yeah.
I was nervous as a first
Kinda
timer because it's such an iconic, amazing
Not that much.
role, and I have to
But
say,
sometimes.
having a chance to work with all of you, and it was just such a really joyful experience, and like Joe was saying, such a special experience that very quickly the experience of it overwhelmed any ego or care about anything other than just being a part of this thing. So happy to be a part of it.
Thank you so
Well,
much,
all
Ben.
of all of you.
Thank you so much. We're so
Thank you,
grateful to have you here.
So much fun.
Thank you, Ben.
I say thank you. Tom, do you want to wrap up?
Well, in out of respect for Abby's desire to have something to eat, and just I want to echo just that feeling of how cool it was, particularly as Christine was mentioning, that half hour we spent before any of you watching now joined us, when we were all just kind of hanging out and getting to know each other, and those of us who had never met before, that was pretty special. But as it has been in the past 4 years, this was a very special night as well. Thank you to our cast. Thank you to all of you watching us live. And remember, you can still text WONDERFUL to 707070 to donate to support the work of the Ed Asner Family Center. And a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, however you celebrate, wherever you celebrate, all the best.
Happy holidays.
Happy
holidays.
Merry
Holidays.
Christmas.